Good luck. I'm curious. Metagross, Fletchinder, Among Us, Goldango. He has a lot of electric coverage.
Gotta plug in my controller. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's the expected core 4 with the Spathorn and Barco. So this is very predictable. This is what we kind of were expecting from Lauren.
Wait.
This team I was expecting at least.
I want to add. This is. What is it? What are their team names again?
Sandstorm Smokers versus Gibby's Gang. Suture Berry is very interesting. Eviolite's perfect. We kind of saw that coming. I don't. The Metagross, I think the Clear Amulet's not really like needed here because there's no Intimidate, right? So we could have used like Metal Coat, on Metagross, or maybe Metal Coat on Goldango, Life Orb on Metagross. Metagross has more bulk. But yeah, we'll see. I'm interested to see how this goes. They've battled a lot, and it's usually Lauren takes it, but I think Nugs has gotten a lot better, and Nugs kind of expects. Lauren hasn't changed her team or anything, so I think he kind of has like some anticipation of what's going on now. And this high and low, this Clefable is really a problem for Nugs, but I think Nugs has played enough to know that he needs to eliminate this Clefable. So now he will. I think what we can see is a Tailwind and a Spore into Henlo or a Taunt. But if I was Nugs, I would do Tailwind because you need to have control of the pace of the match here. You protect, and I double protect? No. I would Spore that. That's a good Spore because either one of them get Spored, right? So you take a Spore on either of them, it's fine. Unless this is a Grass Terror. If that's a Grass Terror, it's a problem.
She's tearing already or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and it's a normal Terror. So this is very like normal, very traditional. This is it's going to be we're gonna see a Bloodmoon normal Terra with a Bloodmoon attack, which is 140 base attack. It's probably choice specs, and it's probably max special attack. It's probably Bloodmoon. So this attack does a lot of damage, and I don't think the Among Us lives. He wants to get rid of this Among Us, and he needed to get rid of the he needed to get rid of the Clefable here because that Clefable is his biggest problem. So he has a backup plan. He has Taunt, which is great, but now he has a Bloodmoon Ursaluna in front of him. Now, right now, he should go into Goldango because Goldango cannot be hit by the choice specs Ursaluna. So perfect. He's deafened, right? I like giving him comms. Okay, cool. Yeah, that would be. I'd feel bad about that one. So that's like a really perfect play on his part. There's nothing really Clefable can do here. She usually spams Follow Me on her Clefable. But with the spread move, she can't really spam it, so it doesn't matter, right? Because now it's attacking both, and the spread's kind of useless.
Tearing?
Yeah, we're probably gonna see a Terra Steel here. That was a mistake on his part. Because now this Bloodmoon Ursaluna can hit Goldango for massive damage. And Follow Me comes through. This is what she does. She's going to spam Follow Me. And the Tailwind is great. But the Terra is not amazing because if this is Assault Vest Bloodmoon, it will probably live. But hopefully, yeah. So this Goldango might die. Because this is not a bulky Goldango. Goldangos don't usually run a lot of bulk. So we'll see. Because that's most likely Bloodmoon into the... Oh, it's Earth Power. Okay, so she prepared for it too. So it's not choice specs. It's probably
That's how I feel.
leftovers or
I
something.
felt like Nugs right now.
So she covered for it, and that's great. So now he has... Yeah, now it's a real problem because she doesn't see this Fletchinder as a threat, right? Because she's ignoring it. So basically, she made this match a 2v1 the entire time because although the Fletchinder is great at setting up Tailwind, it has priority Tailwind. He wasn't able to capitalize on the Tailwind, right? Like, I would Will-O-Wisp. I mean, the Will-O-Wisp doesn't even matter here because Bloodmoon Ursulune is a special attacker, and so is the Espathra. So right now, this Fletchinder is completely useless. And he really, really needs to get rid of this Ursuluna, but I just don't think he has enough firepower to do that. I don't think Metagross can 1v4, but I've seen wilder things, so.
I just realized you were muted on my stream, like my desktop audio. Alright, now we're good.
That's a crazy damage roll. But he got the flinch, so that's massive. And now he has a problem. That's going to be an Earth Power Espathra, I think. I think it learns like Stomping Tantrum or something. And that Espathra is going to outspeed. It might be close, but that Espathra is probably max speed, if I had to guess. It's a pretty fast Pokemon as well. Again, the taunt doesn't really do anything here. Will-O-Wisp would have been a better play. See how it goes. Oh, she was trying to set up. Good call. So he called the setup. Interesting. I didn't know that Espathra was set up like that, so that's news to me. Donkey Kong. So we see a Rillaboom here. Now, this is kind of scary because it has Grassy Surge, which is great because now all the Pokemon in the field heal. They have like many leftovers. But the issue is that now, because of the Grassy Terrain, Rillaboom has a priority move called it's a Stored Power Espathra. Interesting. So because she didn't get the Calm Mind off, Stored Power didn't do a whole lot because she's missing 2 of her perks. 2 of her buffs, but she has a Grassy Glide, which is a priority grass type move, so it's like stab and it's really strong. She opted for the Wood Hammer. I don't really guess she was hoping to one-shot it. I don't know. I would have Grassy Glided, but yeah, I don't know. Because now she has priority. So because she has speed priority, like she has speed through priority move, the Tailwind doesn't actually help him a ton because now this Espathra is like +3. So this is like the Espathra's fast, and the Grassy Glide is a priority move. So it always goes first. So now him using Tailwind is kind of like pointless, right? Because he's not gaining speed control anymore. She took speed control in a different way. And this Metagross is actually like killing a lot of her team. I feel like she needed to go through Stored Power is not really doing a lot because of the taunt. So he's kind of turned the tables on her a little bit here. And now he has leftovers. But it's still scary. He has 2 Pokemon half health and a Espathra. And I mean, he might be able to make it work here. I would go Icy Head here, Iron Head here to make it for the stab damage, but I mean she's in a little bit of a weird position. She started off really strong, but he kind of chose the Pokemon. And honestly, this is fine here because he gets a free turn of damage, right? Next turn is going to be really scary, so hopefully he can do enough damage. The burn is amazing. That's a little bit of chip damage every single turn. That'll counteract the Grassy Surge, the grass terrain. So it's not bad. So right now she has a choice, right? She has to either, I think what she's going to do is she might kill the Metagross here because hopefully she's realized that the Metagross is the one dealing all the damage. So the question is that is the Stored Power going to be strong into the Metagross? And it usually is not because, right, they're both psychic Pokemon, so you're doing half damage, but is the Stored Power enough to kill the Metagross? I don't think it is. Protect is a good call. Stored Power goes into Metagross. Not enough because it's not effective. And we should see the end of the game here. Because Burn will kill. I mean, Oh, she has leftovers. So she has to survive one more. And it did 44. Damn, it went from 84 to 40, and now we're at 51. So it's going to do 44. Hopefully that was a high roll. And yeah, this is a close one. I think if he had... This is very close because Fletchender doesn't do anything, right? There's no attacking moves. The burn can counter the grassy surge, but it can't counter the leftovers as well. So this comes down to whether Metagross can live or not. And it doesn't make sense to stall here because it's just going to heal. So right now he just has to Iron Head. And I mean, you could taunt, but like taunt doesn't really, like that's your safest play, right? Because you stop it from setting up more. But yeah, we want to see it hit 44 again. So 44 was a high roll, and that's game one. Very, very, very interesting match. That's not how I thought things were going to go. But I think because she probably has, I just don't know, like, I would bring different Pokemon if I was Nux. I think I mean, she clearly has Earth Power. She has things to deal with your Steel typing, so that's really scary. Half your team is weak to Earth Power. So that's really scary. It's the strongest Pokemon in VGC. It is like one of the highest ranked Pokemon. So she has, on her team right now, you have the number 1 and number 2 most used Pokemon. Like you see Rillaboom all the time. You see Ursaluna all the time. Primarina is it's like 15% pick rate. Clefable's a little bit more niche, but like Clefable, we know, like, you know what it does, right? So you kind of expect it. So it's very good at its job, but like if you can't get it to do its job, then it becomes useless. So yeah, but he's very, very, very weak to ground type moves. So if he keeps that in mind, he might be able to pull it out again. So we see same lead. We can expect the same follow me. I would do Tailwind in hopes that this Among Us can outspeed.
Why does she always like Terra in the beginning?
Because Terra gives you extra damage onto...
Terra at the last...
I use defensive Terras. She uses offensive Terras. It's a different style of playing. So we're going to expect the same Terra here, same Blood Moon. She knows that she can kill this Among Us in one hit. So, you know, we know that it's, yep, the Follow Me comes out. This is very typical. So the Tailwind is great. So the hope here is that the Among Us will outspeed the Ursaluna. It's possible, and it happened. So now this game has changed, right? He put the Follow Me onto the Ursaluna, didn't go through. Hopefully we live, probably not though. But now what we can do is he could swap out. Oh, he does live, that's crazy. And he's faster. So now I would swap out here. He's not swapping out, but that's fine. I would swap out and Spore the Bloodmoon Ursaluna. And he has complete control over this game right now. But he fucked up because he Will-O-Wisped and he Spored, which means that the Spore is not going to do anything. So he had a very good advantage and he just threw it away.
Like Blue Cat says, Among Us is super bulky.
He is super bulky, but he usually doesn't survive a Bloodmoon Ursaluna. But because he Will-O-Wisp before he Spored and he kind of shot himself in the foot. He should have swapped out the Fletchender. But it's okay. He's still in a pretty strong position. He just has to deal with this Bloodmoon Ursaluna now. If this Clefable wakes up again, he's in not a great spot. He doesn't have any coverage for it. So I guess we'll see what happens here.
I had a hard time, like, you identifying your Pokemon when their names are in Japanese, because, like,
Yeah.
I don't know all of them, so.
Yeah. I don't even know them either, so. I have your Pokemon run. We can give it to you right away if you want. Taunt comes out, so this covers for in case. So the reason you taunted here is in case the Clefable wakes up, the Clefable cannot use Follow Me. So because of the taunt, it covers for that issue, right? And we're seeing the kind of the coverage issue. So he has strong defensive Pokemon, but it's kind of getting beaten by one Pokemon. So we're back to where we started yesterday, right? Or earlier, match 1. So he did a great job isolating the Fable, but the Ursaluna is a big problem. I think a change that I would like to see next week is that Fletchinder has an attacking move. That way he can have a little bit more chip and a little bit more of an offensive threat, because if his Fletchinder gets taunted, then his Fletchinder becomes completely useless because it has no attacking moves. So it's great for setting up Tailwind, but it needs to be some kind of offensive threat. And she finally withdraws the Pokemon. She's probably going to wake up, but you're going to see an Emboar come out. She's probably afraid of the Make It Rain. Steel is strong in a Fairy. Because I don't know. See the Make It Rain come through. The downside of Goldango is that you get -1 every time you use Make It Rain, so there's a little bit of an issue, and the longer this Goldango is on the field, the weaker it's going to become, and the more in favor it goes to Lauren.
That's where a Nasty Plot would be good for Goldango.
Yeah, Nasty Plot would be great for countering that. But
yes, it uses a turn, but you maintain your damage.
Correct. Now, this... Yeah. Shiny Primarinas, usually these Primarinas are Hyper Voice set with Throat Spray. So turn 1, this Primarina will do like moderate damage. Turn 2, this Primarina really like levels up and does a lot more damage. It looks like he's afraid of the Emboar, maybe a Flare Blitz or something like that. Yep. So good read on him. I don't really know like Tailwind. I like that play. Not really sure like how to move this beyond. We see Hyper Voice come out. This is very normal. Fletchinder will go down, and then it'll be a 1v3. So Nugs is in a really hard spot, right? So this is interesting because it's not Throat Spray. It is a Life Orb. It's interesting she chose a Life Orb with Throat Spray. I would have went Throat Spray because you get the flat 50% after turn 1, but I guess she was probably going for the more consistent damage, which makes sense. But yeah, I mean, this is a very difficult position to be in. And he almost kills the Emboar. If he kills the Emboar, I think that would have been like perfect. But now I think he probably dies to the Flare Blitz. Hopefully he lives, but I don't know that he could tank both. Yeah. The game 2 goes to Lauren. So we're going to game 3. So both matches went to game 3? No. I took you game 2.
This is game 3, baby.
This is game 3. I was going to say both matches went to game 3, but they didn't.
Oh no, ours we did too, because you won both. You won.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. Yeah, I think his like kryptonite here is that he has so much steel typing. So this Ursaluna can really tear it apart, and he also, so even if the Ursaluna goes down, she has Emboar in the back, which is a really strong and bulky Pokemon, and it's another threat to his whole team. The matchup was just a really bad matchup. He's switching it up a little bit. He's leaving Among Us behind for some fake out pressure, which is a good call. He can really he gets another turn. I would have loved to see fake out next to Among Us or fake out next to Fletchinder to guarantee Tailwind, to guarantee a Spore, but it looks like she's also changing up her lead as well. So she kind of identified that he doesn't really care about the Clefable. He just doesn't have any answers for the Ursaluna. So if she takes that away, then there's really no issue. She should really be able to run away with the game here. But it looks like we're going to see a Tailwind, it looks like he wants to do, but He ghost terrored. So the reason he ghost terror is because he doesn't want it to be faked out, right? So this Rillaboom learns fake out, and she could try to fake it out to prevent Tailwind, right? So this could be a good play, but if she goes for Grassy Glide because she doesn't feel threatened by it, then the terror is kind of wasted. So it is a big gamble to terror this early in the match, especially for a move as simple as fake out. So, and we're going to see the normal terror on the Bloodmoon or Saluna, or Bloodmoon action. This just boosts its stats even more. So the fake out come out on Bloodmoon Saluna, which is great. And it was the fake out play, so the gamble paid off. But now what do? Now you have a Bloodmoon or Saluna that has the ability to use normal type attacks on ghost type Pokemon, and so your Pokemon's not even safe. So now what? I mean, I think Will-O-Wisp, and then try to get Raichu out of there, try to reset your fake out pressure. But he has like an uphill battle he has to take here. I mean, you're facing two of the top Pokemon in the format, so it's very, very difficult. Encore into the Rillaboom is a fantastic play, but is it worth sacking your Raichu for? She clearly doesn't care about the Fletchinder. She let it live 2 games in a row, so. The Encore burn on the Rillaboom is very, very good. So now this Rillaboom is stuck into Fake Out, and it can't do anything because Fake Out's only useful on the first turn. So she's either forced to swap it out, or she's gonna have to leave it in there and let her have the 1v2, and Ursaluna can 1v2.
This is stressful.
At this point, I think it would be better if you both switched the Raichu.
I think he should Volt Switch the Raichu. He needs to maintain it for the Fake Out pressure. That's his like priority here, right? He needs to have that pressure. I mean, he could do the speed like he wants to do, but you already have speed control. You have Tailwind. There's no need to further that. You know what I mean? So she opts to swap out the Rillaboom, which is a good play on her part. She gets rid of the Encore. She has the burn, but Encore gone is good. You're going to start seeing Follow Me. So this turn for the Volt Switch is a great turn, but whatever's coming in is going to get fucked up by another Hyper Voice, because that's most likely what she's going to go for here. It did over half to both her Pokemon, so she's just going to click it again. She saw progress, right? That would be my assumption. He is in a very, very difficult matchup. I'm surprised we don't see Tyranitar or Sandaconda or anybody like that. Other voice comes out.
It's like a string cheese.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, valid.
So the reason Bloodmoon Ursaluna is so good is that it can hit, because of its ability Mind's Eye, for those of you guys that don't know, you can hit ghost type Pokemon. So Nugs made the right play, right? He threw Goldango into a normal type Pokemon, which is normally a great play, unless you're running into a Bloodmoon or Saluna who can hit your ghost type Pokemon. That's unique to Bloodmoon or Saluna, right? So because of that, he took a little bit of chip damage that he wasn't anticipating. So he needs to fake this out, and he needs to make it rain, and that needs to be the play. And it looks like that's what he's going for. This is fantastic. I mean, he's really just stalling this Bloodmoon or Saluna. He doesn't have a real answer for it, but he's doing a very good job of working around it. It's very, very difficult, and he doesn't pick up the kill on the Henlo. It's going to be a bummer.
Is Tailwind still up?
He should have one more turn of Tailwind.
If he Volt Switches the Henlo, might kill.
See what he does. She had a Citrus Berry.
Chance.
Tailwind's out. Raichu is very fast. I would Volt Switch here. I wouldn't Electro Web, as tempting as it is. He's going to Electro Web anyway. Which I guess Electro Web is good too, because he maintains the health of his He's maintaining the health of his Pokemon, right? And he's also gaining speed control by getting -1 on both of them. So this is good. Another good call too, but I think the Volt Switch would have been a little bit better because he would have been able to maintain that fake out. Because inevitably, when Goldango or Metagross die, he gets to bring Raichu out for one more turn of fake out. Whereas right now he kind of sacrificed that, right? So he would have been had a full health Metagross right next to a Raichu, and he has fake out pressure, right? That would have been a little bit better. But the Electro Web is still a good play. He was maintaining speed control, and I don't think there's anything really wrong with that. It was just unlucky that she isolated that Goldango in that play. He was probably expecting another Hyper Voice, which, you know, makes sense.
Considering Raichu's in range for
Yeah, considering that she was in range for Hyper Voice, she gets both of the threats, gets the fake out pressure off the field. Now we have to be very careful because Rillaboom has fake out pressure, right? So now he can't fake out again. He already used it. And he can Electro Web, but Electro Web's not very effective into grass type Pokemon. So his best move is going to be, he can't Encore. He can Encore the Bloodmoon or Selena, which is a bad play. But
Yeah, because ground is effective against both.
he's making a very safe play of protecting Metagross and Volt switching into Bloodmoon or Selena, which is really the best play he could have made. The fake out went into Metagross. Perfect.
fake out pressure is gone.
Fake out pressure's gone. Vacuum Wave is gone. And hopefully this will be enough to pick up the kill on Bloodmoon or Selena. We'll see. And it is. So he's very, very, very slowly clawing himself back into this match. He's in a little bit better of a position. Raichu's buff half health, thank you to Rillaboom's grassy terrain. So now his biggest threat is going to be this Owl Flames. And big issue. He has no Terra. So he's right now he's fighting a priority Rillaboom and a super effective Flare Blitz. And it's kind of right now I would Encore the Rillaboom, that way it becomes annoying, and it looks like that's what he's going to do. And now all you have to do is focus on this Emboar, and then you can go back and deal with the Rillaboom, kind of isolating them one at a time, which is great.
Well, because we already know the Ice Punch does a lot of damage to the Rillaboom. So
But it looks like it looks like they have a speed tie because, oh no, Encore's not priority. Yeah, that's game. Because she's going to Encore the Grassy Glide, and then that's it. So that's game 3. Very, very close match. I think his biggest crutch was bringing in so many steel type Pokemon. I think if he would have limited down to 2, would have loved to see Magnezone get some play, but it is a slower Pokemon, but it is a very strong Pokemon. It also has Volt Switch, which could have been, you know, swapped off of Raichu, but it doesn't have Fake Out. And Fake Out's very, very effective in stalling matches, and you have to respect the Fake Out threat.